All righty, folks. Good morning. Good morning. And it's a Rise and Shine show saying, "Wake up, America!" All righty, folks. I haven't been on here for a little bit. Been working and with tough schedule. So um, I have come up with something tonight that which I think will be informational about the upcoming presidential election. Keys um, for Kamala Harris. Uh, I've outlined 5 keys for her to be able to win this election. She's got a tall task ahead of her. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't 100% sure that Biden was gonna lose. You know, I I think maybe the Democrats kind of give up on him a little early. Um, but there's strengths that Kamala brings, and then there are weaknesses that Kamala brings. And let's also state, this isn't a fair fight either. Um, Donald Trump, for the most part, has been given a low standard bar that many of you simply let him get by with, and and you wouldn't give that consideration to anybody else. But that's not here nor there, and I don't have any I guess desire to want to debate that with you because you and start off with number one. You are the reason that Kamala Harris can win. And what I mean by that, the real battleground states. It may not be as much as down to states as it is to demographics. The the independent voters, someone like me who has historically voted for a Republican president and has voted for a Democrat president. That's on record. It cannot be squashed, denied. I mean, it's on record. So I say very comfortably that I'm easily defined as a free agent or independent. But so we got to look for the X factors. And folks, the simple fact is it kind of breaks this down into thirds. And so a third of you are on my team, and you're going to love me. I can do anything. I can do anything because I'm on your team, and you're going to love me. And, you guys are do or diers. The other third is on the other team, and you're going to hate me. And it doesn't matter what I do. And it's those 2/3 of you voters, and it's a lot of the people I'm speaking to in my Facebook crowd. You people are party line voters and truly, in my opinion, destroying this country. You're enabling the destruction of this country, whether you like it or not. And I know I probably lean a certain direction, but I criticize both sides. I have done that from day one, and I'm here to tell you, party line voting doesn't help the me and yous. The majority of this country does not help us. The independents, the free agents, what I call myself, will determine the outcome of this election. Number 2, anyone but Trump. There's going to be a section of this country, and I'm not going to define myself in that, but I have felt that based on what he has historically done, especially with this attempt to overthrow the election, in my opinion, disqualifies him for ever holding a federal office. So That's just my opinion. Doesn't make it right, but that is just my opinion. That he absolutely does not qualify to be a federal office holder of any type. Like I said, Donald Trump, I never cared for the man from day one. And that didn't happen. This happened way before politics. I've got some New York connections. As a youngster, grew up in Rochester, New York. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks. Trump in New York was a joke. He was a ramrodder. He cheated. He did not pay his contractors. I desperately mean this. Did not want to see the man get shot or attempted murder. But to think that there's not people out there that would want to kill the guy, you're absolutely insane. And it would have to be 0% to have any political reason at all, based on his past history prior to him ever becoming a politician. He has done many things that has preyed on the weaker. He just has. And you guys can sit there and deny it. I've got so much proof of it. I've got it. He is a lifetime book of that proof. So the anyone but Trump. Now here's the thing that Harris cannot do. We've allowed Trump to be the mean guy. I think a large section of the population is really tired of the meanness. And she can't play that side. It's unfair. But she, just to be real honest with you, people will call her a bitch because if she plays the mean side like Trump does. You guys allow that and enable that. It's to me, it's just unreal. But it's neither here nor there. But what it is she cannot play that side. So it's an unfair fight, truly an unfair fight. She can't be Trump. She can't come off like me sometimes. I'll be the first one to be honest. That I sometimes say that I'm smarter than some. And I got to quit saying that. Even though I might believe it, I got to quit saying it because it offends people. I get it, Number 3, and this happened with Donald Trump in 2016. He created a movement, and his movement was vengeance and people angry at the government, and that's what the middle class, So he got a whole lot of this middle class vote because we are the people being left behind. And it's our own damn fault, folks. We are the majority of this country and not smart enough to not party line vote because it doesn't matter which party you support. Neither party has done anything for you. That's the facts, folks. 95% of legislation does not affect you. It affects and advances the billionaire class. That's just the way it is. You can sit there and shit yourselves all you want to. I'm telling you, that's the way it is. All righty. And so the movement, Trump created that movement, a movement of anger towards the government. So he was going to be there, he's the poster child. He is, in my opinion, he's the poster child of the corruptness, but he's got half this country thinking that he's going to help you. Whatever. Harris has a chance to have a movement of her own. She has had groups, white men, supporting Harris, black women supporting Harris, black men supporting Harris. So, she has to stay within her lines, within her lane, and move the movement that's starting, to erupt. Alrighty, let me see my notes here. All right, number 4. Women. Trump has bragged how he destroyed Roe versus Wade. And let's just be honest with you, folks. The man probably used it, And I'm not gonna, I'm not judging the man because, there's a whole lot of people that's used it. You know what I mean? Your neighbors have used it. It's just the way it is. But for the first time in history, folks, there is a class of people, women, that have gotten their rights taken away from them. Never happened. So she needs to play on that part. And let's just be truthful. The Republicans aren't winning that side anyways. The majority of this population supported the Roe versus Wade. Not the overturn. So she has to play on woman. And women have, it's up to them. Are they going to stand up for themselves? The abortion thing, it's a tough road to hoe. I personally have said that, I don't want to see abortions used for birth control, but I don't feel that a 10-year-old child who got raped by her father should be made to have a kid. That, for someone else to predetermine that is out fucking rageous. She's a 10-year-old goddamn child, and you're going to say that she has to have a kid? Give me a fucking break. There are exceptions, folks, and if you're not willing to acknowledge those facts, then you have no, in my opinion, you have no concern for the people that have been violated in their lives. You truly don't. Because if you haven't been in their shoes, how do you know how they feel? How do you know? Number 5. There are 6, 7 swing states. Harris needs to live in these swing states from now till election day. And she needs to stay away from the rural Trump areas. That's the facts. Trump has the rural population. Whatever that means. I have my own opinion of that, but I'm not going to say it. And whatever that means, he dominates that. So what I'm telling you, if I'm Kamala Harris, I am living in these cities, in these swing states, and she has to live and every day there, and basically spend the rest of her days. We have less than 100 days left to the election, folks, and spend the rest of her days fighting for what she believes in. She has monstrous hills to overcome. The Democrats, folks, have failed us on border security, and that, in my opinion, will be her biggest road to hoe. And how she messages that going forward, may determine her fate. Truly might. And we have to stop saying the economy is good. And folks, you know, I'm smart enough to know that the economy is really not that bad. The difference, though, and the crunch time main cause and effect factor in this election is how the people feel. And folks, you know, you can blame whoever you want to. I have told you and stressed to you that our greatest threat to this country is our national debt and the money printing that both parties have allowed, because we do not maintain to a fiscally managed budget. And folks, we are stealing from populations that aren't even born yet. We've already stole their money. It's so shameful. It's so shameful. You know, um, it's the greatest threat to our country. And let's be real, the greatest threat on earth, because our economy, if it falls, the whole world economy will fall. And folks, we don't want to see that day. That day will be a free-for-all, doomsday outlook. And, you know, if we're going to be supposedly the light, the sunlight for the world, then we got to start maintaining a balanced budget and showing the world that we can do it. And, you know, it's not truly showing the world we can do it. We have to do it to sustain. You know, for the first time in history, folks, it's predicted that the future generations will have less than what me and you have. And so that what that says is me and you have failed them. We have failed them, and I acknowledge that, you know. And if you want to sit there in your own wet daydream thinking you haven't, you're an absolute fool, folks. You're an absolute fool. You know, the greatest threat to this country is the national debt. And when are we going to see it? And wake up, America!